Hey, y'all, here we go. Another Closing the Gap Wednesday. I'm fired up and excited. It is me and Dedra today. Okay, we are living vicariously through Nicole because she's on vacation. But my name is Naysha Clark, coach and trainer for the Cole Realty Group Orlando and soon to be the Cole Realty Group Ocala. Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
If you have not followed me, make sure you follow me at The Right Realtor ATL FL.
And we have yours truly,
Yes.
Dedra Carter, sales trainer and mentor. And I'm excited to be here. We are going to get this party started and give you guys, I'm going to be on my best behavior. Let me say a disclaimer right now. Okay.
Listen,
you can you can follow me at Dedra, the Premier Agent. I'm excited about today because I personally have my hand in this topic and I think it's a good one. I think we should definitely tune in. So
y'all hold on. We got to stop for a minute. Check out, Josh, can you run that back? Y'all see this picture? Y'all see? Yes, Dedra, come through.
You know, that's a little, that's light work. I do stuff like that early Saturday mornings, girl. That's nothing. Don't worry about that, girl. That's nothing. That old dress, that old shirt.
Oh, goodness. Okay, Josh, we're going to be good. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Guys, if you haven't done so already, or if you're new to the channel today, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to our Closing the Gap YouTube channel. So if for any reason you're unable to make it to one of our Wednesday trainings, you can always go over to YouTube, type in TCRG Closing the Gap and see what you missed.
So the stats highlight, we're going to talk about the end of April month sales. We're going to go over the Zillow Squad sales and Agent of the Month for ATL and Orlando. And before you move, Josh, let's all give a warm big up to Naysha. She killing it. She already got 2 locations in Florida. My friend ain't playing with y'all. We're not playing with you. We are not playing with you guys. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Naysha.
We taking over one city at a time.
Yay, period. And that's on period.
Okay,
all right, so we can go to the next one.
Okay. April end of month sales, 16 transactions closed, equaling $5,311,975. What?
God.
1 month.
One month. That's 1 month.
Okay, we have 3 closed by myself, equaling $1.3 million. We have 2 closed by our sales manager, Cole Thornton, $663,000. Bree has 2 closed, $632,000. Chanel has 1 closed with $435,000. Wanda 1 closed with $355,000. Henry Mitchell with 1 closed at $350,000. Sharice Shepard at 1 close with $349,000. Markeisha Booker, yes, she called me last night. She was like, Naysha, when is the next class? She has 1 close, $323,000. Valentine, 1 close with $266,000. Charisma, one of our squad leaders, 1 close with $230,000. Sean with 1 close with $211,000, and LaShandra with 1 close with $150,000. Y'all, listen, this is a lot.
And one.
Gosh. Yes,
I'm so proud of everybody on this list
because we killed it in April. Woo.
Dang, we're only 4 months into the year, man, and this is the numbers we putting up. I'm telling you, we taking over. That's why we had to change the theme music, because we taking over. It's over.
Okay, Josh, next slide.
All right, so April end of the month sales, Orlando. We have 4 transactions closed at 1 meal ticket and $157,000. Okay, we got Latoya Donaldson, 2 closed, $573,000. Sharonda Coleman, one close, $399,000, and Alicia Riley, one close, $399,000. And we just got started.
That's it.
In the story. Next slide.
I'm dropping my lip gloss on that one.
The block is hot.
I love it. I'm so proud of all of these ladies. They all just came out of training, just so you know. It's possible. It's happening. It's getting done. If you signed up in here, you signed up to work. So we're getting it done.
Right. We eating what we kill.
And more. And one. Okay, we can go to the next one.
Okay, Zillow total closed sales. These sales are only Zillow. Everyone knows that we have a partnership with Zillow that we love and we appreciate. And these are just our Zillow sales as of the end of April. So Brandy Squad is coming in at 2.6 million. Well, $2,656,000. Let me give them all their money. Nakisha Squad is coming in at $2,118,150. And nice. Charisma Squad.
Girl, Charisma, what you doing over here? You trying to embarrass somebody? What you really
coming
doing?
in at $4,153,780. Let's go. Amazing. And again, we are just getting started. We're only 4 months in.
4 months
in.
4 months in.
Amazing.
Not mad at it. All right, Zillow total squad sales Orlando. We've got 2,118,150. Can I hold something? Somebody. I like to eat good. Okay.
And we just getting started.
Oh my God, I'm proud excited. Of everybody. Like, these are my babies in here. They doing their thing. So we got Sharonda with 864,900,000 and Latoya over there with 573,000. And yeah, we're doing it. I'm amazed. That makes me feel good, y'all, because I know I talk a lot of junk, but I am real proud.
Hey, John. Oh, yes.
Coming up
Agent of the month. Go ahead, Sharice Shepherd. Agent of the month for Atlanta. You go, girl. Yes. So
I'm proud of you, Sharice. Yes. Such a sweet spirit, too. You're such a sweet girl. I'm so very proud of you. Do your thing, girl. Hey, Bree, hey. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to respond to chats. Okay.
Kaisha, agent of the month for Orlando. Yes.
Kaisha. Okay.
I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Kaisha is like the little engine that she's going to keep going and going and going and going, and she's not going to get up. She's not going to give up until she get her clients under contract. She did an amazing job last month. I'm so proud of her.
So very proud of you. So happy that you guys, this makes me really happy, everybody. Congratulations, guys. Yay. All right, so closing the gap with the Co-Realty Group Consultative Selling. What separates you from other agents? Nicole, again, is somewhere on the beach, and I hope she gets sand in her toes and she can't get it out. But Naysha, that's not me. Naysha, I want to be on the beach. I'm over it. Naysha Clark and yours truly, Dedra Carter.
Y'all get ready to learn a lot and laugh.
Nice. All right, so I'll take this one. Change is inevitable, but what's changing now? There's a perception building that real estate market is declining. I hear it all the time. I know you guys hear it as well. I did want to discuss this because these are some of the myth busters that we have to learn how to have positive reinforcement and understanding our business and being able to deliver real answers when they say this. Prices are too high. Inventory is extremely low. Are we going to experience 2008 all over again? And how do we deal with these things? So you know, the best thing, set the record straight and set expectations. And then you want to express an impactful narrative about the market. Be the leader, lead your team. Okay. So with that being said, I think that sometimes we need to separate ourselves from what other agents are doing, because, you know, I personally have inherited quite a bit of clients that has experienced other agents, and they always give me that same story. Well, they didn't do this, or they didn't do that, or they didn't do this, and whatever that is. When that does happen, you definitely want to find out what is wrong with what happened before you and dig into it. And 9 out of 10 is they don't know their stuff.
Right. That's true. And even in regards to where it says, are we going to experience 2008 again? That is one thing, honestly, that I'm hearing a lot from my clients. And a lot of people want to know. A lot of people are scared because of where we're at right now inside of the market. But it's our responsibility to make sure that we are educating ourselves and that we're giving our clients the right expectation, the right conversation back, and set the right expectation for them. At the end of the day, if you understand what happened in 2007 and 2008, you can immediately tell them, no, we're not going to experience that same thing again, because there's so many laws that has been put in place to be able to protect the buyers now. So but you have to make sure you're educating yourself. If you're not educating yourself, you're not going to know how to answer those questions when they come at you. And that's the difference between, you know, their last agent and you. You know, it's our job to make sure that we know and that we understand and that we're explaining to our buyers and our sellers properly. Right. And how can you do that if you're not educating yourself properly? You know, you should never wait to get on Closing the Gap to be able to educate yourself. Next slide, Josh. Can everyone make sure their phone is muted, please? Okay, know your markets, local and national. Expect that your clients will have a heightened state of awareness regarding anything real estate. The national housing market has a big impact on the local market. Equip yourself and learn through podcasts, newsletters, real estate content, websites, YouTube, Closing the Gap with TCRG, etc. Your clients expect you to perform, so you have to perform. Right? So, yeah. I mean, again, going back to what we just spoke about a minute ago, the market is slowly turning, you know, it's slow as molasses, but it's turning, right? And your client, a lot of clients are scared, and with mine, is the market going to crash? You know, they're scared. They don't know whether to buy right now or to wait to buy because of the way the economy is right now. But how would we know if we're not equipping ourselves with the proper knowledge, you know? So equip yourself with podcasts. One thing with here at TCRG, our broker makes sure that she's always giving us podcasts to listen to. Real Estate Rockstars is amazing when it comes to podcasts. And we have some other content that we'll show you at the end that will allow you to be able to keep yourself engaged in regards to what's going on in the market. Remember, interest rates are going up. Interest rates are going up. That is going to have a direct reflection on the market. So you have to make sure you're educating yourself, and your clients expect you to perform. We are the subject matter experts. They expect us to be able to inform them properly. So in order for you to perform, you have to perform, meaning you have to get the proper knowledge that you need to be able to educate your clients correctly. Right, Coach?
Yep. I agree. I think that the best thing that you can do is knowledge is power, right? And when you have this information, and I believe that when I connect with my clients, they lock into me simply because I'm a know-it-all. I know everything to know, I know nothing. Okay, that's rule one. And then two, I pride myself on digging and finding out more information. I always say in my hood rat voice, oh yeah, you know, I keep my ear to the street. So, I mean, I keep my ear to the street. I need to know what's going on in these real estate streets. That's my thing. So, you know, the market is, the interest rate is changing, and you missed that window. You missed that window. It was a whole big window and you missed it. They closed the door. Like we closing the gap, they closed the door on that. Time's up. Now, you know, what we can do is buy right now and catch this interest rate before it go up some more. So I always like to have a solution for whatever the problem is. But if you know that, and if you put your ear to the street and get out of everybody else's reality TV and get in your own reality. Because when I'm my downtime, I'm educating because I need to know. Because I don't want to look stupid. I don't like being caught. I don't like to, if I don't know it, I'm going to definitely investigate and try to find out about it. So perform.
And if your ears was to the streets, I'm trying to pull it up, but you would know that today that they just made a major announcement in regards to the Federal Reserve that it just made the biggest hike since 2000. Biggest hike since 2000, which is directly going to affect everything. I was on a call earlier today with some Orlando leaders, and they were talking about it. That's what it means when Dedra's talking about keeping your ears to the streets. You know, you have to know what's going on, because if you didn't know that this was going on, you're not going to know how it's going to affect your clients and how it's going to affect you ultimately. Next slide, Josh. And guys, if you want to chime in, please go ahead and chime in, ask questions. You know, y'all know what we're here for.
Right. It's an open forum, and everybody don't know everything. You may be sitting on gems that we need from you. So definitely chime in. We'd be glad to have it, the input. All right. Adapting to change, redefining roles. The real estate business has changed and has been changing. So we need new skills for this market reality. Today's clients expect that we can be analytical to be able to thoroughly advise them if this is the right time to buy or sell. It's always the right time to buy and sell. Just know that. I don't know no other time. Today. All right. It's a race out there, but going full speed without the right tires, preparation, and knowledge. Okay, because this thing is in the way. Let me move it out of the way. You probably would crash and burn. So I can't, hold on. So adapt. All right. So with that being said, guys, you have to make sure that you are taking a part of whatever it is that's going on. You want to dig, dig, and not go full speed and not be able to deliver. You want to deliver. Only person can end it and ruin it, it would be you. It would be you. So I say do the necessary steps. It's not hard. It is not hard. Literally everywhere you go is always some opportunities. And your CE classes, you have time to go and take some of those and get your knowledge there. I think that talking to other agents, when you get in deals with people, I don't just get in the deal with them. I pick their brain. I act like I'm 3 years old. Okay, can you explain it? I didn't know. Oh, really? Oh, I dumb it all the way down sometimes because people like to give an info dump when they think they're giving you some information. So I compare what I have to what they have and put it all in a pot. So when you're out there and you're running, make sure you got yourself braced for what you need, because that information makes them feel like you're knowledgeable, and also give them the inclination to go ahead and so, use my agent. They were doing so-and-so, and I just felt so contented. Let me run this by you. Next thing you know, you're tied up with investors. You're tied up with all these different people simply because you did your homework. You sat at home and opted not to watch The Real Housewives and got into some real life reality with real estate.
No, and it's so true. And never think that you know everything, right? Because we learn every day. I mean, I'm gonna be honest and transparent, guys. Like literally, last week, I was in a situation with the deal and I was literally about to pull my edges out. And we only get one set of edges. Y'all already know we get one set of edges. Once them gone, you can't get no more, right? And they
gluing them on now. I've seen some people, they had some stuff.
But you, Dedra, I'm so
okay.
And I was so stressed. I was so stressed. I was concerned. I was worried. I was in Orlando at the time, and Alicia, I was going off on the phone, not realizing I'm in the wrong. Okay, Alicia at my door, like, what's going on? You know, but it was a learning experience for me. I bet you that won't happen no more, right? But I also know that if I would have done my due diligence and I would have did a little bit more research, my client nor me would have been in that situation. So never think that you know everything. I don't care how long you've been in real estate. Never think that you know everything, that you're above learning. Because once you position yourself and say, oh, well, I know this, your business is gonna fall. Yep. Your business is definitely going to fall. And the way everything is going right now is so important that we do adapt to the change, that we do adapt to the new wave that's happening so that we can be able to fall right in line and it won't affect our business at all. And that is one of the things that we do try to teach you here at TCRG, how to be able to adapt with the change, right? And stay above the curve, you know? So, and that's one thing that I love about my broker. She keep us up on game, you know? I mean, we always in a class, but we like to learn. Okay. So, okay, Josh, next slide. Expert advice does not mean perfect advice. Perfect advice isn't real because we can't predict the future. We can, however, provide excellent advice. Assess the situation and guide your clients in making the necessary changes along the way. Always be honest and move with integrity. That is so important. Always make sure, no matter what the situation is, that you are giving your clients the best advice, not the best advice for you, but best advice for your client, because that's going to be the difference between you moving with integrity and honesty and you not. There's no way that you can do the best for your client and you're thinking of yourself first. You're thinking of, oh, well, shoot, I just want to get to the closing table, or I don't want to, you know, reveal this to my client because it's going to mess up my deal. You can't do that. They trust us. You know, they want us to be able to let them know that they're making the right decision. I tell everyone, listen, we ain't no real estate agent until we start the paperwork. We everything else. You know, we a counselor, we an attorney, we are everything. But they come to us and they build a relationship with us. And remember, this is a relationship built business. Once you're done with your client at the closing table, that's when the relationship begins. That's not when it ends. But how you deal with them throughout the transaction and how you guide them is going to determine on whether or not they're going to move forward with you and send you their referrals, or send you or come to you again. I had a client when I first started selling homes. I think he was probably like my third client. And I had showed them a house. We were going under contract, was right in the contract. Come to find out, this client was in an exclusive brokerage agreement with another agent. But he was under the impression that the exclusive brokerage agreement is only for the property, not the relationship, but just that property. So each time he's seen another property, he thought he had to sign another brokerage agreement with another agent. So he was hopping agents, right? Well, when I found out and the agent called me, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bow out of this situation. I'm gonna bow out. We could have done it together, but I spoke with my broker and I said, you know what? I'm gonna bow out. And I told him, I said, listen, she's gonna take care of you. I'm sure if there's anything that you need in the future, you know, let me know and I'll be here. So a week later or 2 weeks later, they call me, they done fired the agent and they want to deal with me because they love the fact that I moved with integrity and they love the fact how I handled the situation. So we closed on a property after about looking at 50 homes. And then a year later, they call me again. Hey, Naysha, you know, that home was only temporary because how the market was, we're ready to buy another house. So they called me back. You know, that was because of the relationship that I built with them. And then after they closed, I continued to, you know, keep the relationship going with my drip campaigns and with my phone calls, right? but I built that relationship and they came back again, and then they sent referrals. So it's so important when you move with integrity, and when you don't think about your check, you think about the relationship and your clients. I promise you, you will go so far. I tell people all the time, stop thinking about the commission. When you take the focus off of the commission and put the focus onto the relationship, I can guarantee you're going to make so much more money. So much more money. So you got anything to add?
Agree. Yeah, I think the perfect advice isn't real because we can't predict the future. And when you're guiding people and they're bringing things up, the best thing that you could ever say to them sometimes is, honestly, right. I don't know the answer to that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll find out. I'm pretty sure I know, but I want to be 100% sure when I deliver this message to you. And go get the information. Don't be afraid to say that. Nobody's going to hold a knife to your throat. I promise you they won't. But if you give them the wrong information and you didn't try and investigate, you just threw something out there and then it hits the fan, then guess what? It's on you. I always pride myself on stopping. I used to be about my check. I ain't gonna lie. When I first started, oh no, you buying this house. You better go on and get me the check right now. I'm just buying. But then I had to think about it. This is someone's home. They plan on, this is a huge, one of the biggest investments they would ever make in their life. If I just slow down a little bit and take, like Naysha said, take myself out of the situation and not be thinking about my check and think more about the person, then I can have better interactions with them and make this a beautiful situation and get to the closing table. So that wasn't working for me, being hasty and not digging in to uncover what is it that I'm doing. And if I see something in the property and I know that's going to be a problem later, go ahead and identify it. Sometimes identifying it may be that you have to walk away from that property and it don't feel good because you want to make the sale, or it may be that you identify it and the person said, oh no worries, my so-and-so does this, they can fix that easy, and I actually put those things out there sometimes to get that feedback before they give me their negative feedback, but they've already solved the problem.
Right.
But the fact that I brought it up,
right,
gives me a sense of integrity and honesty. Is like I can trust her. Right. And that's the main goal, is to have someone trust you with hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a huge thing to have in your hand. So always, if you don't know, it's okay. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. And I don't mind saying, oh, but yep, you got me on that one. You know what I mean? I'll go ahead and find out for you, though. I'll definitely reach out to find out. Mm-hmm. So, Josh, we can go to the next one. So I'll be on here talking all day. Y'all hold y'all up for like 2 hours, knowing I got some other stuff to do. Just be talking away, girl. And I said, all right. So I think this one's yours, Naysha.
Give excellent advice to succeed. Excellent advice means that your knowledge inspires confidence and sincerity. That's deep. Take away your clients' concerns with the advice you provide. You can have a set of canned responses for certain questions, but it's the depth of your knowledge about the market that puts them at ease. And that is so important. That goes back to what we just talked about. When a client goes into a house, they already know what they're looking for. They already know if there's any kind of concerns that they have, as they're walking through the house. We're not going to know all the answers, but to know that, for instance, if you're walking in a house, and for me, when I'm touring a house with a client and I see something, I point it out to them. Especially if I know because I know the kind of situation they're in, especially if it's an investor or something that I know that they're going to end up flipping, you definitely have to make sure that you point it out. Hey, listen, y'all, you see that right there? Why? Because it allows them to know that you care. It allows them to know that you care. If you don't do that and you act like you didn't see it, especially if it's in broad daylight. They know you saw it. And then they bring up, oh yeah, you know what? I did see that. No, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that anything that you see that you bring up, because we're supposed to anyways, per law, we're supposed to disclose anything that we see or that we know, right? And also you want to make sure that any concerns that they have, that you're able to ease their mind, quiet down their mind based on your knowledge, you know? And it might not be that you have all the knowledge about the house. You might call the client, call the listing agent on the phone and have a conversation with them about something that you've seen in the house or something that your client concerns you, that your client is concerned about. And they might not have the answer to that either, right? But that's when it's your job to be able to still quiet down their mind, give them a peace of mind, you know, based on the situation. And how you do that is based on your past knowledge. If you've never dealt with a situation like that before, then you get on the phone with a seasoned agent that probably has, that can be able to give you advice on how to be able to deal with it. But don't just ignore it, or don't just act like, oh, they're going to forget about it, ain't going to worry about it. Don't do that, because again, your integrity is what will be at question in the end.
Yep, I totally agree. So Josh, you just moved out. Can you move that screen? I don't know what's going on here. But you can, I think that sometimes that in the market, that when I meet with people and it's my onset of meeting with them, I lead with confidence. And the only way you're going to be confident is that you've done the homework. You can't walk somewhere and think that, you know, you're going to just wing it and you haven't put anything into it. You have to invest in yourself. This is your business. You are in the real estate business. This is who you represent, TCRG or whatever company you're with. But at the end of the day, you are the face of your brand. And remember that. And you have to be confident. And the only way you could be confident, it's like somebody running a race, a marathon. If they didn't practice, they're not going to win the race. They're not going to feel confident that they can win the race. When I get out the car, matter of fact, when I get in the car, my music playing, I know what I'm saying. I know these people I'm going to meet. I, talk to them a little bit, and I know that I'm excited about going to meet them. I'm thanking for my blessings the whole way there, and I got my stuff together. So when they start, the onset of meeting, I'm already letting them know I have this under control. You have my best interest right now. You are the most important thing in this room. And yes, I come with a whole lot of things, but that walk, baby, let me tell you something. When I get out that car, that walk is something fierce. You better know that I'm going to sell you this house. If it ain't this house, it's going to be a house. And I come with that intent, but I also know my stuff. So if they start talking about things, I can elaborate on it and I could go into depth. And that makes a person feel, if you walk in the doctor's office and he was like, "Woo, yeah, I ain't never seen no knee like that before." What? That don't feel good. I don't think I'm supposed to be in here, doctor. What you mean? So anyway, just have your stuff together. Do your work. It's so many places. We're going to share some places, and we're going to also ask that you guys share some stuff with us as well. I think it's such an informative thing to be informed.
And make sure, guys, one of the worst things that you can do is make sure when you're going to do a showing, you know about the house. The worst thing you can do is walk around and they ask you, what's the square footage? And you go to your MLS to try to pull it up. No, you should already know what's going on with that house before you get there. Okay. Absolutely. Even though it might not necessarily be your listing, you still are the subject matter expert. You should be able to know the lot size, the room count. Now, there's some things you probably might not know, right? But anything that's available on the MLS, you should know about that house. You should not be going on and try to, hold on, let me verify the price. The taxes. No, you
have it out. Have it out. I print mine out. When it got real expensive, I started going to the office to print it out. I can have all the info in front of me. But Naysha's right. You want to have the tax information. The main thing, and especially if you're really in tune with your client, you know what they're looking for. And this house has the information, the private remarks. If the seller's disclosure is on the MLS, print it. Hey,
Yep.
the refrigerator come with. Oh, they're leaving the washer and dryer. Oh, you know this is a new roof. They repaired this in 2008. You have a lot of information right there in front of you to assist your sale. And it may be that you don't know nothing, but it's in writing. How can you not fake that? If you can't fake that, you need to give up your whole career and go somewhere else, because that is already there. It's a given, you know, so take it with you, go print it, write it. I even had one of my students told me not too long ago that she writes down the key points of what most people want to know. Like Naysha said, the lot size, the year it was built, the school districts, the taxes, those things, the price, and any other pertinent information. If you don't necessarily want to print it and you don't have time to print it, because I've been on the spot and people have called me, but guess what? I leave the listing up, so when I get in there and they ooh and on, I'm making sure I pull that up so I have all the stats right there. It's too much available information and technology for you to be caught with your pants down. You just don't have to. Yeah,
that's true. That's absolutely true. You know, y'all just don't get, remember that song? Don't get caught slipping. Remember that song back in the day? Hey. Okay, Dedra, you know, okay, that's fine. Somebody on here remember. Okay. If y'all remember Don't Get Caught Slipping, y'all put it in the chat. Somebody remember that now.
Don't get caught slipping. I don't know if that was the melody, Naysha. I'm with you.
Don't get caught slipping. Maybe not. That's fine. That's okay, fine. Don't nobody know it. That's fine.
I don't
Next Closing the Gap, I'm put it. See that?
Oh, somebody say my cousin.
That's your cousin for real?
She's talking about I remember.
Somebody you know, said they remember. Hold on. That's Ocala now. That's my city, so maybe that's
so. Why. That's the only place they had that song, Nation. We worldwide, okay? So come in here with some worldwide info next time, okay? Because we worldwide. She said, yes, that's our cousin. Bree is dying. All right, keep going. Go to the next one. Come on.
Okay, John.
Are you done? Are you done, Naysha?
Yes, I'm done.
See, this is what happened when Michelle Obama not here.
Right. When Nicole ain't here, she probably watching too. When Nicole ain't here,
probably going, oh my God, Dedra and Naysha. She got Naysha in. All right. So be a consultant and not a used car salesman. Is that your turn? Is it your turn? Is my turn?
It's yours. It's on you.
All right. Every conversation is an educational opportunity. Explain the pros and the cons of each option to your clients. It's normal that clients don't believe what we say right away. That is why we need to bring them to a point where they can understand what we understand. That is my biggest thing. My greatest accomplishment, I think, is that especially when it is people that are willing to listen to me and my rhetoric. And I say that because I pride myself on educating them on the process. What is going to happen? Okay, your lender, I tell them off the bat, your lender is going to ask you for the same stuff over and over. Do not get your panties in a bunch, okay? Create a file. All right, put all of the docs in there. And every time somebody comes along, you have the intake person, the processor, and the underwriter. They're going to ask for these same things. I know it's ridiculous, but they're going to ask for it over and over again. Just hit submit, and send. And there you go. But you want to educate them, and you want to take that time to consult with them. Again, remember, it's the biggest purchase, one of them, of their entire life. So take the time to explain. Nobody should be feeling like they're rushed. No one should feel like they don't have all the information to make an informed decision. It should be a cohesive togetherness. Once you guys sit down at the round table and you talk about it, what do we want to offer? When you get there and you found and identified the right place, why are these things making sense? If somebody asks me a question and then they go to a lender and ask a question, and then they come back and ask me that same question, then I know now that that information didn't go over very well with them, and somebody didn't take the time to explain it to them. And I always say, you are spending way too much money not to have these questions answered. Don't ever feel like you don't need to ask them, because that is my job. If I came to your job over where you work at Minota, wherever that is, I'm gonna ask you 1,000,001 questions because I don't know. I ain't worked there. I don't expect for you to know. So if I sit down and I consult, I'm going to get that information and again make my client relax. My agent is the best. She has it. He. Because we got some men in here. Make sure that that is a goal of yours, is to stand out. And the only way that you can stand out, and not that little stuff we see on TV, the agents coming through, decked out, you look good, but do you know something?
Say it again.
Do you know something? What do you know? Because you know, I've inherited a lot of clients and they've given me the skinny on people, and I'm like, don't answer their phone. That's rule 101. But it's happening, and I pride myself on knowing or wanting to know and wanting to educate them on the process and not make them belittle and feel bad because they don't know what an FHA loan means, or they don't know what a VA or how does that work. It's your job to take your time and explain to them what's happening. Why do I have an upfront fee? If you don't understand contracts, you go get yourself in a contract class or sign up for Eat What You Kill. Plug drop. And we'll help you, because you have to be prepared. And I think that all of us as agents, ain't nobody left off. We all should take the time to convene with each other and find out what we don't know, so we can educate our clients to some things that you may know.
That is so true. You
guys can just chat away and say, hey, did you know? And I'm okay with that. Right.
That is so true.
Every option, it should be explained, pros and cons. This is how this works, especially with FHA and the difficulty that we're having. It hurts my heart to know that people are out here and they really want to get in the house. And I really, really, really want to sell them a house because I really, really, really want that check. But I also know deep down inside, they need a home.
Right.
And it is difficult right now. It hurts. Like, I can't do anything about it, but there are other ways. And if you know the other way to navigate, okay, we can't take you FHA, but we can take you ribbon. But you won't know that if you don't keep your ear to the street, or you asking other agents, how is it working for you? I'm always humble. I act a fool, but I'm humble. I don't care about nothing what you think about me. Because guess what? I ain't seen nobody on the first, and this mortgage payment due.
Right. And one thing I will say in regards to, and first of all, I'm so happy you said that, Dedra, in regards to, agents, especially new agents. Every conversation is an education opportunity. That goes for agents as well, because as a new agent, sometimes you might think, oh, this is a dumb question. Oh, I don't want to ask this question, but you have to. Every conversation is an education opportunity. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go to where it says it's normal that clients don't believe what we say right away. And it brings me back to
somebody's sister, mother, grandmama, uncle said.
Y'all don't listen. She's crazy. But it's normal. One of the things that we have been taught by one of our mentors, one of our coaches, actually our broker's mentor, Ron, is that the real estate business is different, right? People choose the house and then they choose the agent, right? Before they chose the agent and then they chose the house. But now buyers know what they want. They see the house on Zillow, they see the house on Trulio, they see the house on Facebook, wherever they see it out there, and they want the house. Now what are you going to do to get them to choose you? So when they meet you, they ain't going to believe you, nothing that you say, because they don't know you.
Yeah.
It's your job to build that relationship. It's your job to allow them to see that you're a subject matter expert, right? Allow them to see that you're going to help them understand and you're going to guide them to the closing table. Because again, they choose the house and then they choose the agent. If it was the other way around back in the day, we'll be good. But it's not like that because buyers don't do that. What do? When we go online, we see the shoes, we go to all the places, we know exactly what we want, and then we go ahead and order it, right? We don't say, oh, I'm going to go shop at Macy's today and hope I find something nice. We already know in our mind that I want something yellow, or, I want, and we go look for that item. It's the same thing with buying a home. People find a house first, even though 9 times out of 10, they're not going to buy that house that they've seen, right? But they choose the house and then they choose the agent. And because that's how the way of the world is, they're not going to believe what we say right away. It's our job to build that rapport. It's our job to build that trust. And it's our job to make sure they know that we're going to do everything that we can to get them to the closing table. And we lead them with integrity.
Yes, indeed.
Any questions? Okay, next slide, Josh. Learn before you teach. That's deep. Technology has enabled a more visual learning experience for our customers. Telling is no longer enough. We need to be able to show them. Using visuals enables you to explain your client's options in a way that they can understand. If you are not using strong visuals in your communication with clients, then your message and advice is not being fully heard or understood. Presentations that use visual aids are 40% more effective than unaided presentation. Dedra, I'm gonna let you take this one because I know you got it.
Okay. Yeah, I got it, girl. So presentation, what does that look like? When you say visual aid and you're out and about, you're showing the property, or you have a scheduled meeting for showing the property, what are you bringing with you? If it's your first time meeting with this person, then obviously you're going to bring the information that's printed about this property. But guess what, guys? If you know that you're going, let's say your area is, you're going to Lilburn, then go ahead and print out what's happening in the city. Go ahead and put the school rankings of the schools in there, and why those schools are important. Visuals can always work, and you don't necessarily have to do it when you're on set of meeting the client. It could be something that you are providing for them after you get under contract or before you get under contract. You're constantly info dumping and giving them information, what's going on in the community, what is important to them, what they've discussed with you. You can show visuals. If you have an iPad, you can bring your iPad onto or whatever device that you have when you're out on location. Or another good way, is to sit down with your client in a consultation. Guess what? Hence the word consultative selling. Sit down in a consultation, like actually sit them down with your computer, pull up FMLS, and let them see what you have available in your database, because most clients think that you have a wealth of houses that you're just sitting on and you don't share them with them. They don't know that once we put it in there, it goes out to all the other portals. So if you sit down with them and say, come on, let's look at the houses together. That's a visual. They get to see in your world that you ain't holding on to something that's just not out there. And a lot of times that makes a big difference of people really going into your world and seeing that you are doing the best you can what you're coming up with.
Right.
So those are ways to stand in front of it, to keep your name. People who've lost contact with people who you've been in your pipeline for some time, don't just call them to try to make them buy a house. Give them something. Give them some information they didn't have. Hey, just wanted you to know the market is changing. Hey, didn't know if you knew, but then this lender just came on board and they have other options to help us with, helping you get finance. Oh, did you know they just changed a new rule with the credits? You can possibly get a house as low as 580 now. Oh, I don't know if you know this. And you just keep sending out information to them, maybe once a month or whatever you feel is necessary. But those are visuals. You could do a video. You could do a video of yourself. Hey,
right. Thank you, Dedra. Right.
Haven't seen you.
Right.
Look at me. Here I am.
I'm still here.
Here I go.
Because what happens is, and even when a lot of times, remember, like I just said, people purchase the home and then they decide on the agent. So a lot of times they're on the phone with you speaking, but they haven't committed to you. You know, we teach here at TCRG, when you hang up that phone, you do a video. You know, hey, Dedra, this is Naysha. I just got finished speaking with you. I just want to let you know I truly enjoyed speaking with you on the phone. You know, just to kind of recap, we are going to meet at 3 o'clock at 1234 Bear Street. La, 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 la. Right now she's put a face with the voice. So what happens is now mentally she's creating a connection, right? Because again, we want them to build a rapport and build a connection with us because they've already chose a house. We want them to choose us. So that's something that is so, I'm so happy you did that, Dedra. And even another thing in regards to what Dedra said about keeping them up to date on everything that's going on. We understand that real estate is a fast-paced business, right? That is why our CRMs are so important. Some of us are not using our CRMs to its fullest capacity. The drip campaign is the best thing that you can do. They think you send them an email and it's your system doing it for you. But you got to put it in place for it to happen. So make sure there's so many tools out there, visual, non-visual, so many tools out there to be able to allow us to be successful and to close that gap between us and our clients. But the question is, are we going to utilize them? Are we going to utilize them? I say we are.
We are.
Okay.
We are.
Next slide, Josh.
Go mobile. Education doesn't just happen at the formal appointments, listing presentations, presenting an offer, or sitting with the buyer in your office. For true professionals, the kind of education we're advocating needs to take place at the informal appointments too. These pre-appointments can take place anywhere you go. As an agent who thrives in the new market reality, you should be able to reach into your pocketbook and pull out a graph, charts, or other visual information that helps explain what you want that person to understand. In this case, if you are out and about, and I don't carry that in my car, but what I will say is that when we're done, what I want to do is to get you some proper information and go ahead and send that over to them, to their email or whatever that is. Now, if it's an appointment and I'm going to it and I know where I'm going and I have a little time to prepare, I do want to have that information readily available. You know, you can say, you know, even a card, if you already, that's a visual.
Right.
That's a visual. How you look, how you show up, you're a visual. Don't just show up, show out. You know, when I get ready to go, I'm telling you, I'll have a whole song and dance. I'm excited. I'm going to show property. And when I get there, I feel good about myself. I have that confidence. And I go in with the intent to really educate my client, to bond with them, to get into their heads, to get into their energy and find out how I can help them. So the goal is, how can I help you? So as an agent who thrives in this market and you're trying to, you know, make it and set yourself apart, be prepared. All I say is that if you want to do some pamphlets or things like that, eat what you kill inside of it. Anybody ever need this information? There are some graphs in there to talk about FHA and conventional loans and what that looks like, the stats of people buying in that area. And if you have, and then normally these people are calling you a day ahead before you actually go and see them, or a day of. And if you don't have a personal printer, that should be an investment. Depending on, you know, where you're going, you want to provide them with something. Hey, this is me. Here's my newsletter. You know, take up some information about yourself. Just have something already pre-printed.
Right. And we also have a Closing the Gap on branding, right? Or buyer's consultation. It was either on branding or buyer's consultation. And in that, you know, we had agents that came up, that was on, that explained to, you know, everyone how they work. You know, I know Brandy goes out with a whole folder and has everything in there for her clients, you know, and it's all visual, not just the properties that they're looking at, you know, but also I think lender information is in there. School, a lot of different information. You can go back on the YouTube channel and watch it, but she shows you what she puts in there, and that's a visual for them as well. You know, at the end of the day, we have to remember we are our brand. So how we show up is going to be a direct reflection of whether or not that client really wants to move forward with us. You know, so I remember I went on a showing, and I ain't even gonna lie, I thought these people ain't like me, and I put my best foot forward. I showed out. I was curt too, right? I was super curt, and I couldn't read them. I couldn't read them, and I'm good with reading people, because for me, building rapport inside of the house is the best thing that you can do. That's why it's always important that you go see at least 2 or 3 houses, because by the time those are done, you done had made a best friend, and they don't want to deal with nobody else, right? Yeah. But these people, I couldn't read them. I couldn't read them at all, and I honestly thought, and then they had the audacity to ask me what my numbers look like. They want to know. I was like, oh. And you know, I was happy to run the numbers now, but you know, I did not do that. But what I did do, you know, is I allowed them to understand, you know, the kind of agent that I was, and you know what my numbers look like. But it just was, it's like they prejudged me. But that's what people do. That's what they're gonna do. But you know what? They called me. They went ghost for probably about 2 weeks and called me, and we closed on the house. And then I was the best thing. They loved me so much and wanted to invite me over to the cookout. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think that they did. I didn't, right? So what if I didn't handle myself the way I did, you know, and give them that visual of who Naysha was, they wouldn't dealt with me. They wouldn't have. So it's just important. And going mobile is more than just about pulling out a graph or charts or anything like that. Going mobile is how you present yourself on the go.
Yep.
You know,
I like that. You better say that, friend.
If you're not in a position to where you can make sure you get yourself all the way together before you go on a showing, you need to reschedule. Make sure you give yourself some hours to get yourself together, especially if it's your first time meeting with the client.
And you want to do that all the way through.
Yes.
All the way to the closing table. You are a representation of your brand. You want to make sure you look presentable going to your appointments. You want to be presentable if, you know, they ask to meet with you. And personally, I think you should meet with them midpoint. If you're having a very difficult time getting the house and they're finding houses, but then they start doing their nitpicking stuff. The windows don't shut all the way. Oh, I don't like that doorknob. The door ain't on, it's facing the east and the north and the west, and the sun ain't flying. Oh, and they forgot to put my elevator in there, and I got 200,000. Okay, so we need to sit down and have a sit down. Let's come on over to the little office. I'll meet you at Starbucks. It's COVID's over. For some of us it is. I don't know if y'all still wearing a mask. I'm not. So we're going to go over here and meet and talk, and I want to uncover what it is that what am I missing? But like Naysha said, if you're reading into these people by the end of that 3rd visit, you should have a good idea of what the likes and the dislikes are and what they really want, because they can tell you one thing and then get another thing is what they decide on. But you won't know that if you're not in tune. So I just really think that, you know, again, visuals with the schools, having that stuff, information, mall. Some people like, you know, I live down the street from an outlet mall, and that's the height of this city, you know, mostly. You can tell people, oh, you know, oh yeah, it just changed. It ain't that far no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think that, you know, sitting with your buyer in your office should definitely be a goal. People do not bypass this and especially TCRG, we got a beautiful office. You're not taking your client to the office. You're missing out on a great opportunity, because you sit in there and you talk to them. It says a lot of things about you. You're classy. You have an office, because they think we work out of our car. Don't even know you have an office, and it sets you apart. You're a professional. Mm-hmm. When you buy a really nice high-end car, they're not just sitting you in the letting you walk out there by yourself. They bring you in the office. They, you know, they massage you. They do all of these things trying to get in your brain and where you look and what you're looking for and how to solve it. So it's your opportunity to make the best of it and to, you know, really, really, really culture and massage that opportunity.
I agree. I agree. Josh, next slide.
Is it
So
my
here it
turn?
is. Here it is, guys. Enhance your value with leadership. You prove greatness during challenging times, continually educate yourself, be able to communicate what you learn. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but a lifelong attempt to acquire it. Albert Einstein said that. And keeping up with the current matters, these are some of the places that you can go to be able to keep up on what is going on, all things real estate. Okay. You have keeping current, Closing the Gap, Tom Ferry, FMLS, of course, Georgia MLS, of course, Stellar MLS, of course, my Florida people, Wall Street Journal Real Estate, US World News and Report, Real Estate Rock Stars, Home Snap. These are just some of the items. Y'all take a picture of this because you have to make sure that you are keeping up with all things real estate so that you can make sure that you are delivering on-time information to your clients so that you can always look like you the best. You always want to look like you the best, right? Again, like Dedra said, it's not about how you dress or come across, what's in here. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
And
power.
I think that's all we have. I think we did well.
I think we did
well,
real
Dedra.
good. We had a good time.
Without Nicole. What do you think?
What do you think,
guys? Did we do good? Let me see y'all in chat.
Anybody have
Did we do good?
anything they'd like to share with us, or any chats that they have that they can share some information where other agents can find information about the business? If you want to share that, we greatly appreciate it. Like I said, each one teach one. The Most High did not put us here to look through each other. He put us here to help each other through. So remember that. Go ahead and add in. I'll be glad to take whatever you got. So she said this was great for people like me, a new agent. Yep, we got you, Tafoya. Come back, join us again. We got more information. They probably gonna ban me after this, ladies, because I get in trouble. But we
ain't gonna ban her. We love her. Y'all listen, y'all better see that's y'all Eat to Kill instructor, Dedra. I told her y'all gonna get a lot of laughs and learn a lot.
I like that. A lot of laughs and learn a lot. That's the only way I can pay attention. I'm a visual person in school. They had to show me the picture to get it. I gotta have some fun while I'm doing it. I just like to smile. I believe that positive energy radiates, and I would like to share with all of you guys. Do your thing out there in the streets. You ever get tight, call somebody. You better have somebody, your accountability coach. Find one if you don't.
That's right. That's right. Well, I guess, guys, that is it. If no one has any questions at all, thank y'all so much for joining us. Closing the Gap. We will see y'all again in 2 weeks. Again, make sure you subscribe. Click the link below.
Click the link below.
And we will see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.